That moment is the penny drop moment, because now people see the path forward very differently. This is no longer, once the kids grow up, it's going to get easier. This is no longer when he gets the promotion, things are going to get better. This is no longer when the grandkids come, my parents is going to calm down. This is it. And I've sat with many clients and said, I'm going to put something to you. And I'm going to say, if I were to tell you, this is it. This is never going to change. How would that affect the decisions you make? Most clients will say, can I tell you next week? Because that's a lot to take in. But the challenge with radical acceptance, Jay, is that I wish I could say it's and the light comes in the window. A couple things is that radical acceptance doesn't mean you're signing off on this. It doesn't mean you're giving into it. It doesn't mean you're agreeing with it. It's not that. It is you're seeing it absolutely and painfully clearly. And you know what happens after you painfully and radically see something? The grief comes over you like a tsunami. Because this is your mom. The mom you always thought, one day we're going to have the moment. Or your dad where you're like, one day they're going to get me. Or the partner where you're like, we are going to grow old together and it's going to be okay. You're giving up a narrative. You're giving up a hope. You're giving up a life story. You're giving up things you held on to since you were a child. That's devastation. And I tell folks, now we're going to hold on tight, because grief is the most human of experiences. It's one of the, other than being born and dying, I don't know of any other universal human experience other than grief. All human beings lose, right? We lose something or someone, and we all have a very similar experience internally. We grieve. And that's why we have rituals, right? But ultimately we go through a period of grief. And I think in this modern age, we think we're better than grief. We think we can soldier through, I can make my grief go like this. Nobody gets to make their grief go quicker, right? Grief is grief. And that grief actually leads people, Jay, to say, okay, this feels terrible. Maybe I should go back into the relationship. Maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I'm not seeing this clearly. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm the narcissist. And so the holding on during the grief, understanding what's happening within you, that the loss isn't just, I'm not talking to my partner anymore, or I'm distanced from my mother, or I'm getting a divorce, but the grief is how much of yourself you lost in this relationship.